Hey everybody, it's your boy JJ Columbia here, back for some more Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Last time we explored Route 205 in its entirety, kind of, because there's still some places we have yet to visit, but there's nowhere else to go for the time being, except for here, Eterna Forest, where someone seems to be waiting for us. Cheryl. So we get to team up with Cheryl to go through Eterna Forest, and even though she mentions Team Galactic, they're not here. Spoiler alert, but they're nowhere in this forest. But having Cheryl with you makes every encounter a double battle. Because of this, she's actually a fairly popular place to do shiny hunting, which I won't be doing for this playthrough, at least not here. But for those of you who are interested in that, this is your first chance to do so consistently without having to do any specific grinding. And there's actually a Pokemon I want to catch here for my team. It isn't too wise to have a team of 5 so early on. However, I do want to have. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what I want to say here. Like, I want to catch a Pokemon here for my team. We may have already seen it actually, but the reason why I want to use it is for some variety. I didn't want to use Starly because even though it's a really good Pokemon, like insanely good, I do want to use at least one version exclusive in this game. And now that I've said that, some of you might have already guessed what my encounter will be. So I'll cut ahead until I find it. Didn't need to cut at all, actually. Yes, I will. I'm hoping to use Murkrow this run here. Murkrow is a dark and flying type, which is a actually fairly unique typing, which you don't see too often. However, catching it is a bit of a challenge, solely because you have to worry about Cheryl knocking out your Pokemon. I believe in the original game, her only attack is Egg Bomb, which is fairly inaccurate, and even then, Chansey is not an attacker. But as you can see here, it has monstrous HP and it has disarming voice. Oh dear lord. Silcoon is not a threat at all. It can't even attack, but I should get rid of this Chansey when I can. It's a special tank, so I don't know if Tail Glow will actually work, or at least if it'll do better damage against Chansey, but I can try. I don't think it was a good idea to have Manaphy up front, because I don't know if Manaphy can knock out Chansey fast enough. Monferno might be able to, but I don't know if it can do it before Murkrow goes down. Plus, he's weak to Murkrow's attacks too. DC, there it is. And they both go down. Okay. Well, here's to cutting again until I find it. One good thing though is that because you're taking on 2 Pokemon at once, you do get some added experience to it, which is also really helpful. If you need a place to grind, this is also a good chance to, because Cheryl will also heal you fully whenever you battle Pokemon. Double Murkrow! Now I'm going to do the smart thing this time, just go straight out into my Inferno here. If they both hit the Chansey, I would have said these Murkrow no. They know the horror of what awaits them. The Murkrow on the right has a better special defense stat, but I don't know what nature the one on the left is. You can never really tell what nature it is in the front at the beginning of a battle, but stuff like this can give you an idea. Now, die, Chansey. You're not dying, Chansey. Oh dear lord. Thankfully, this Chansey does no life do, which will heal both both herself and you, which does help. It's a lot more helpful than the original Chansey from Diamond and Pearl, but it doesn't really heal too much. But you still get healed in the end of a battle, regardless, so we'll be fine. There we go, Chansey goes down. Now, Cheryl, even though we also went down, Cheryl only has Chansey, so now that Chansey's done, we can focus on catching this thing. I would go out to Badu, like I said, to paralyze it, but I do not want to risk Badu fainting to lower friendship, so I'll hold off on that until Badu evolves to use Sunspore to catch mons. So Maestro is not the best choice here, but it's really all I can do. I could use Manaphy, which it can probably do it as well, but I want to give it a break for now. And perfect timing. Sing. Sing has bad accuracy, as you can see here, but it does help with catching Pokemon. And I'm not going to use Absorb, because we already have a Grass type, so let's get rid of that. Sing puts enemies to sleep one at a time, but here we only have one Pokemon left in the field, so it'll be perfect. And we also get to show it off too. Wait, that was the wrong spot. So what's happened? Butterfield. Okay. That's good. It has insomnia. Jesus. So all I can do is hope this at least weakens it low enough. Insomnia prevents sleep, which in hindsight is also pretty useful. It can't be useful if I knock it out. Ah, jeez. We get experience out of this, so it's not a total waste. But it would have been good to catch at least one of them. And like I said, we get fully restored after each battle, so it's nothing too bad. And Murkrow seem to be fairly common in this area, so it's not an issue. I will put Monferno up in front of the party again, just to make sure I don't have to keep swapping out. Aside from what we've seen here so far, from Murkrow, there's also Badu, Wurmple, Silcoon, and Beautifly. Silcoon and Beautifly are actually not version exclusives, excuse me. However, you can only find those in the wild here in Brilliant Diamond. If you're playing Shining Pearl, you only find wild Cascoon and Dustox, which is the alternate evolution of Wurmple. Aside from those, at nighttime in both games, I believe, you can find wild Ghastly, and you can also both find wild Baneri. I considered Baneri as well, but I decided against it at the end. Not because it's bad, but because it's not really as good as it could be. Mega Lopunny is a monster, but because it's not in this game, I can't really catch it. And it's not bad otherwise, but Lopunny's not bad, but it takes on more of a supporter role, and it's not really how I want to use Lopunny in these games. It's not bad though. If you want to use it, feel free. Trade you Cascoon. Tony, we both have Diamond. I can't trade you Cascoon. If you're talking to D here, then yeah, he can probably trade you one. And even then, you don't need to trade for it. The chance to get a Cascoon is random. Once a Wurmple gets to level 7, you have a random chance to get either a Silcoon or Cascoon. It does not matter if it's day or night or what gender it is. It's completely random. Now, for those of you wondering why I did not use a Quick Ball at the start of the battle, in order to actually catch one of the Pokemon here, there has to only be one on screen. If you at the start of each battle, you can only catch one, and because there's two, the game will prevent you from catching it. It'll say you have to knock one out first, which is difficult because you have Chansey here causing damage. Now, as with both my team members, I will be nicknaming this as well. I didn't really have a name for a female Murkrow, though. If it was male, I would have named it Warlock. But I don't really have a name for a female Murkrow. Do you guys in the chat have one? Do you have a good nickname for a female Murkrow? I'll probably cut ahead until I find until I get the nickname on it. Nighthawk? I actually like that. That's not bad. It's funny you say that name because I actually was listening to a song earlier that named Nighthawk. It's a good song too. Nightingale. But with the nickname in hand, let's check it out. Hardy, which is a neutral nature. Super Luck. Yes! This is a good ability. You can put Bieber on the PC. We don't really need him right now. Or at all, actually. So, now we finally have our 4th true team member now. So, let's get her catched up. Caught up, excuse me. Actually, let me get another random encounter here. Perfect. But yeah, as I was saying, I was actually listening to a song named Nighthawk by a Japanese band named Red Orca, and I actually really like the song. It's a bit niche, but I think it's really cool. And I do recommend that band to anybody who wants some new music to listen to. It is Japanese rock, which, again, as I said, is a bit niche, but hey, it's always good to broaden your horizons. But if you don't want to listen to it, I understand. Murkrow and Honchkrow Murkrow and its evolution Honchkrow can be mixed attackers, as you can see by its stats. But I'm gonna see if I can work with a mostly physical attacking set because we already have a monster special attacker with Manaphy, and we just learned Haze, which resets all stat buffs and debuffs. So if a Pokemon uses Harden, for example, like a Silcoon uses Harden, if I use Haze, it'll delete that defense buff. The only reason you recommended Nighthawk is because it's the brand of your router. Okay. I'm here talking about music and you're talking about a computer router. It's a good name, I'll give you that one, but that's funny. These double battles, by the way, are also, as you can see here, not just for random encounters, but these trainers here will all give you double battles as well. Some can actually be pretty challenging, like this one right here, especially because it's a Pachirisu. But even then in Platinum, because of how bad this partner is, it can be a challenge. I'm not going to have Murkrow die in its first battle here, so I'm switching out. Baby Doll Eyes is a newer move. If you played Gen 4, you might not recognize this one. It lowers the opponent's attack stat, but it's priority, so it always goes first. And since it's a low attack, let me get this thing out of here. Raven's not a bad move either. Not a bad name either, excuse me. But I feel like it's kind of, not generic, but it's a name you would expect to give it. Don't shit talk shit to her pet. Hey man, she's a lot better in this game than she was in the old games. Back then, instead of Life Dew, she had soft boiled. And soft boiled just heals Chansey. So if you die, changes up by itself with its monster's HP. No, it's pretty much a lame attacking move, and a move that will heal a lot of its HP. Oh, thank God. If that charm hit me, I would have been mad. Depending on the context. Wait, which context? And I'm a little bit lost now. Context of the name or for Cheryl? Because if it's for the name, then yeah, it'll be a name like Raven would be a good name for Murkrow if it's female. Yes, Flame Wheel. Finally a move that Power Punch can work with. So what was the name? Okay, so I got a little lost there for a second. Now please, do not kill me. Hit yourself, hit yourself. No! I wanted to show off Flame Wheel. Beautifly also gets absorbed, which I think it might have used earlier, but I don't know. Or maybe I didn't get until 14. But even then, I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. Because we have Cheryl doing her best here, right, Tony? Oh, now you want to use Life too. Okay, Tony, I think she hears me talking shit. Also, I bring this up now a little bit later, but a little bit later than I started. But you guys can hear me just fine. Can you hear the game audio? I did ask for it. I'll give you that one. Okay, good. Getting barely. I mean, as long as it's audible, that's fine. You can barely hear the game because it's a bit further away from my computer. I mean, if you can, as long as you can hear it, it's fine. Important part is if you can hear me. I'll see what I can do for that though. If I can make the audio a little bit louder. I think we'll stick with this for now. I think I know what's coming up. Yeah. These two trainers here are psychics, so they both use Abra. The last time we encountered enemy trainers with Abra, they used Charge Beam. However, I know for a fact that these two, the Abra they have, actually both have a different move. Energy Ball. Yeah, I don't know why they... Okay, so because hidden power is not in this game, they had to give him something different. But stuff like charge beam, energy ball, these are high power moves. Like if I had Manaphy out here, those could probably do some big damage. Wing attack. Oof. It's better than Peck, but it's also better than Gust. I'm gonna keep Gust though for special attacks. And it does nothing to either of us. We eating it up! Show off the middle move here. Body. Yeah, so a lot of the trainers here can be a bit challenging, but for the most part, they're pretty easy to take care of. Cheryl's actually managing to be a lot more useful in this game than she was in the original games. Hidden Great Ball. In in the original games, I could see that perfectly, but because of these newer camera angles, it's a bit tougher to see. I will say that I'm impressed that they managed to kind of put elements of both this game and Platinum, because with stuff like the sun creeping into the trees, that's more noticeable in Platinum. Here we can see Burmy for the first time. Burmy is... I said this earlier in the previous episode, but Burmy is not a good Pokemon. When it evolves into Wormadam, if it's female, it doesn't get too much better. It has three different. Wormadam has three different forms depending on if it's the environment you battle it in. It can either be a bug grass, bug ground, or bug steel type. But they each learn different moves, but they're overall still okay at best. If it's a male like that one was, it evolves into Mothim, which Mothim is also not that good. Both forms get Quiver Dance, which is a good move, but I don't think they can really keep up with other bug types. The only positive thing about Mothim I can think of is that the YouTuber A Drive is a big fan of it, and he's awesome. So, so Mothim wins this day. But aside from that, the whole Burmy line is not really too good. If you want a good bug type in this game, I don't believe it's actually available. It's not available now, but I'll go more into detail about it when we can encounter it. And there's also one in Platinum specifically that's also really good, but I don't think we can get it until post game. String Shot was also was also buffed by a little bit. Uh, I believe in this game in Gen 8. Before it still hit both targets on the field, but it used to only lower by one speed stat. Now it goes to base 2. When it comes to bug types as well, moves like Leech Life, which used to be terrible, are pretty deadly now too because it's base 80 power and heals by a lot more than it used to before. So I'm honestly pretty glad that bug types are getting this buffed. They're still pretty low overall, especially the older ones like Dustox, Beautifly, Butterfree. Not Butterfree anymore. I think he got buffed too. But yeah, some of the early game bug types are still pretty mediocre. Dang, Tony, you really feel that way? Hope you like bug catchers, because I'm pretty sure those are the last two in the entire game, aside from the battle tower in the post game. Because I don't remember facing any more bug catchers throughout the rest of the game. Straight trash. Dang. Brutal. Part of me knows it won't happen, but there's a little bit of me that's worried that I'll find a shiny Pokemon here. Because at the time of this recording, of this live stream, Riku is still hunting for shiny Turtwig. He has not gotten it yet. I'm still hoping he will, and I know he will at some point. But I would feel horrible if I actually managed to get a shiny. Psyduck. Psy. Also, I'll say this unironically. I will say that Meditite and Medicham are really underrated. Especially Mega Medicham is a powerhouse, but I would say even regular Medicham is really tough in the right hands. Like, look at that. I know it's low kick on a fat mon like Chansey, but look at that. 0 shinies on your end, Tony. I don't think. Do you have the shiny charm yet? Because I don't think you. If you have it, the chances go down by a lot. But if you have the Poke Radar, it does not get affected by the shiny charm. So if you learn how to use the Poke Radar, you can actually grind out shinies pretty easily. But it takes a while to get used to. Once I get to it in my game, maybe I'll do a bit of hunting in it. But I'll be honest, I've never really tried using the Poke Radar that much. I've gotten one shiny from it in X and Y, but even then, that was before they got buffed like this. Look at this. This is the power of Tail Glow. It resists Water Gun, but it still took that much damage. Don't think anyone... No, people definitely have it at this point. Not anybody in our friend group, but people definitely have it. You have Water Pulse already. Water Pulse is obviously stronger than Water Gun, and it can confuse, but it's a rather low chance. But yeah, Tony, people definitely have the Shiny Charm at this point. You get it by finishing the entire National Pokédex. Every Pokemon, every legendary, and every version exclusive. The only thing you don't need are the mythical Pokemon, like Mew, Celebi, Jirachi, Deoxys. You don't need to catch them, but if you have everything else, you talk to Professor Oak in Eterna-ty. And we're actually coming up to the end of Eternal Forest right here. Slow work in progress. Hey man, there's no rush for the national decks. You're always going to take your time with that. But here we are at the end. What no tip? Boo. If you're playing Platinum, I believe she gives you the Soothe Bell. Either the Soothe Bell or a Green Shard. One of the two. The Soothe Bell helps with Pokemon Friendship, which makes it a lot easier to boost it. A Green Shard is only really useful in Platinum, but it's for Move Tutor moves, which is a big help. For some reason, actually, never mind. It's because this is Diamond and Pearl, not Platinum. There are no Move Tutors as of yet. However, we might get some in updates because they are patching and updating this game. But we'll see what goes on with that. So I got a few berries up here. A little bit of honey. Always make sure to check on little open patches like that, because you can never tell whenever there's going to be a hidden item there. But with everything said and done, we enter our Eterna City. And as you can tell, we have Team Galactic here. But for now, I think we'll worry about that next time, because we've done a lot today. We've gone to Return to Forest, we went into a new city, and I think it's time we call it a day. So next time we're going to explore Eterna City and the surrounding areas. Thank you for joining, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.